Another update. Another update. Am I out of it? It's been like, what, 18 days now that this has been going on. Uh, I'm beyond. The word exhausted is like an understatement. Um, the whole house situation, probably best I don't talk about it because, like, I have a good friend. I haven't known him a long time, but he's turning into a really good friend. And he got the gist of, and, it's like, he's like, wow, this is really serious. Like a person that has no mental problems whatsoever, no anxiety, no OCD, no depression, whatever. I have all three. That would be going through what I'm going through with would be so stressful. You know. And on top of that, I have to deal with. And then when I tell him the other stuff that's on my plate, but it's early in the morning here in Texas. Um, 2 hours of sleep last night. About this is like 18 days. I can't say I didn't sleep in 18 days. That would be a lie. But to say that I get between 20 minutes to 2 hours of sleep a night, maximum 2 hours for 18 days, like, yeah. Um, I've never, I've been, I'm normally a sleeper. Like, I sleep a lot. I can sleep. I don't recall having this less amount of sleep for 18 days straight. I still have, and I'm taking Modium, I still have explosive, like, diarrhea every day. Every day. Um, I just, I'm start getting a runaround. My pain clinic is telling me that they will allow my primary doctor to put me on benzodiazepines as well as a sleeping pill. I don't know if she'll do both. Um, but I have to give them my pain medicine and get no more refills. I've been on pain pills for over 10 years. I've tried to get off of them. If I try to get off of them, I have withdrawal symptoms. The withdrawal symptoms is anxiety. I'm already going through anxiety. I can't sleep. I haven't slept for 18 days hardly at all, right? Day and night anxiety. Then I also get off my pain pills, which is going to take my anxiety that's already, on cloud, up in the clouds, and shoot it to another universe. Um, so if they don't give me strong sleeping pills, or Ambien, which really is the only sleeping pill that really actually has helped me sleep in the past, is Ambien, as well as some strong benzodiazepines, or I wish they would put me on, I think it's clozapine or clozapam, because with Xanax and Ativan, you have to take them like every few hours, and your body gets used to constantly take them, and that has a higher addiction rate. So I think it would be better that they put me on, I think it's Klonopin or clozapam. I believe that stays in the system longer. Like, you may take it like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times a day instead of 5 or 6 or whatever. But it's not fast acting. It doesn't give away. It doesn't quickly work and then go away. It kind of stays, and mellows you out. So maybe I should. So if I take something like that, I wouldn't have to take it as often. Um, And, I don't want to be on these pills for the rest of my life. I could. I have legitimate anxiety. I just want to be put on for like a month, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks, to keep me calm enough to where I can relax in the day, and then maybe a sleeping pill at night so I can finally get some rest. But they're going to have to be strong, because for them to put me on these, the only way is if I give up my pain pills. That in and of itself will cause me to have withdrawal symptoms, which will cause my pre-existing anxiety, which is already there for 18 days, to go up. Facing the fact that I might not even be able to afford the taxes on my home is one thing. And then another thing, that I may lose the home because of some legal issues. And having a friend find out the whole gist of the thing and looking at me and saying, wow, this is serious. And it would be so nice to just have just like a whole day or 3 days of no or very little anxiety and a good 10-hour sleep. 10 hours for the next 3 days, not 8. I know you can't really catch up on sleep, but people try it, to say, I need to catch. Yeah. If there is it's such a, you can't really catch up on sleep. Studies have shown, but I don't deserve 8, I deserve 10 or 12. Just for 3 days. Just to give my body a freaking break. I haven't started to hallucinate yet, but my primary doctor did say that, eventually if you don't get the proper sleep, you can start hallucinating. What I don't understand is I'm so exhausted, and you would think that my body would just out. But I watch the time I go to bed. I lay there, I toss and turn, and the last thing I look, was at the time, and it'll be like, let's say 3 in the morning, and then at 4:10 a.m. I'm awake and wide awake, in sweat, and I'm like, well, if the last time I looked at the clock was 3 o'clock in the morning, because my phone's right next to me, and now it's 4:10, that means I could have not gotten more than an hour and a half of sleep. And that's if I fell asleep the last time I looked at my clock, which was 3 a.m. It's that type of thing that I've been going through for 18 days. So when I say I've been sleeping less than 2 hours a night, it's, yeah. Or I'll go to bed like, at 11, toss and turn, maybe like 12:45, and then I'll wake up at 1:30, sweating. And then the rest of the night, I either just lay there and stare at the ceiling, or I just go in the living room where I have a rug and I just pace. That, and or running back to the bathroom with stomach cramping up. For 18 days this has been going on. And when I try to leave the house, it's a little bit better because I have to take in the senses, like if I go for a walk, it's not a lot better. And driving, it's dangerous for me to drive like this. It's very dangerous. There is a dollar store not too far from the house. You can walk there in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And the other day, it was late at night. I couldn't sleep. It wasn't late at night, but, couldn't sleep anyway. And I went there, and I just walked around the store, just trying to, read things, look at things, products, to get my mind, to stimulate my mind. And I'm like, I'm not falling asleep, but I'm like, dang, I'm so tired now. I can finally go home and sleep. No, no. And my stomach. If I tell you what I ate yesterday, you're like, that is it. The day before that, the day before that. I just don't have any appetite. And I'm thinking too, maybe I know all this is because of my anxiety. I'm not saying the medicine I'm on is doing this, but I'm thinking that the medicine may be adding to it. It's possible the Zoloft is adding to my lack of sleep, to making it even harder for me to sleep. And the Buse bar, now that I'm taking for anxiety, which is not doing anything, that increases dopamine. How are you going to sleep when you have a bunch of dopamine going on? Does that make any sense? Does dopamine sound like an upper or a downer? That doesn't sound like it was something to help you sleep. So maybe that or both medicines, the Zoloft and the Buse bar increases dopamine, could just push in this. I can't see how I've lasted this long. Oh, sleep so bad. It's torture. This is torture. And it's not just the sleep, but the anxiety too. And the stomach cramping up. And the diarrhea. When I say I have diarrhea every single day for 18 days, I have diarrhea for 18 days. And many times more than once or twice. Sometimes, that's why I have to drink a lot of water, because if I'm, having, and you're thinking, well, how are you having so many bowel movements if you're not eating? I'm eating, I'm just not eating that much. Like when I take my medicine, I'll eat like a half of a banana, or I'll eat like a handful of pecans. What I've been trying to do lately, and for actually some time now, is just put everything in a blender and drink it. Because the chewing action and swallowing food, I guess my body knows I'm eating, and then I my stomach is saying no, I don't want food. I'm upset. But drinking my food is like drinking water. I kind of trick my stomach that way. And I am taking psyllium husk, because I know if I don't have any substance, reference bulkage substance, then liquid's gonna go right through me, of course. So yeah, I'm taking psyllium husk, in capsule form. Uh, and I may have one bowel movement every other day that's wet with some form, but most of my bowel movements are just like, it's as if I'm urinating urine out my rectum. Like I said, I'm surprised I've lasted this long. Between the lack of sleep, losing so much liquid, the anxiety that does not stop, like it does not turn off. Sleep so bad. As I go in that bed, my mind starts, and the anxiety starts. Like, the anxiety's always there. Like, it doesn't turn off, but like, it goes from being there to being here to being here and then back down to here, but it never goes down to zero. For 18 days, it has never went down to zero. Well, when I had that Spravato treatment, yeah, I was high as a kite. I was hallucinating, maybe for a whole minute. But even that, after a little bit of time, then boom, even as I was doing the high on Spravato, ketamine, the anxiety came, it just creeped right back in during my trip. Yeah, I tried to eat a bean burrito the other day, Amy's vegan bean burrito, just beans and rice. I couldn't, it's not that big of a burrito. I couldn't finish it. I ate almost half. And then my stomach started cramping up, and I'm like, I can't eat anymore. So it's not like I'm not, I am trying to eat. Alright, well, that's the update. I'm gonna go lay back down. Hope that I sleep, but it's not being negative when I say I doubtful, because 18 days this has been going on. Is what it is. Hopefully I'll get better eventually and I'll start doing food reviews.